check this out. This is a little bit about Google LSA, aka Google Guaranteed, and local service ads, and how we integrate with LSA and how we're able to maximize the amount of money you're spending on LSA. So Google LSA, Google Guaranteed, or local service ads, generally this is what happens. Someone will see your ad and they'll call the number, but the number is masked and you don't have a name or address when they call. So the lead has to be qualified before you get any of that information. The way that LSA works is it's a performance-based ecosystem. If you're more active on it, you get better algorithmic treatment. But if you miss a call, your responsiveness score goes down. So if you miss a call, do not follow up immediately, your score drops. A low score signals to Google that basically you're an unreliable company and your ads slide down. That's how you basically play the LSA game, right? Because if you are missing calls at all and you're not replying to them or you're not following all the rules that Google has basically set forth, you are going to basically decrease on their ladder of importance. So this right here is a reason that you need to make sure that you never, ever, ever miss a call, no matter what. But let's move on and say that you answer the call. You know, if the call duration is over like 30 seconds or something like that, it's going to be qualified and then you're going to pay Google. Now, if they're not qualified, if they don't live in the area or they're asking for something that you don't actually have, you can dispute it and get your money back. But let's assume that you've paid Google, you've chit-chatted with them, they live in the area, they need emergency assistance, they're obviously qualified. So what happens? You get the job booked. Great. They're in an emergency. How could you lose this? Well, here's how you could lose this. They call 2 other plumbers on LSA right after that. For some reason, get a better price, and then they call you back and they cancel. So just because you booked the job does not mean that you've kept the job. After you pay Google, you've either booked the job that may convert or that booked job turns into a cancellation. The other things that could happen is you get a disposition. Let me call you back, gotta talk to my wife or husband, just looking for a quote over the phone, thanks anyway, your dispatch fee is too high, just doing research. Here's a better way to do this. The way that we do it is after all is said and done, you have an LSA dashboard. All of your like paid leads go here to this LSA dashboard. This is basically where they live and you can call them, you can put them into your CRM. Our API basically pulls the dashboard, meaning it checks it, scans it, basically seeing are there any new leads that popped up. It grabs any new contact and then it adds that tag LSA. It categorizes that person as an LSA lead and then it throws them into the automation. And now we're following up with them regardless of the disposition. And if they say no, then they move on to the next part of the automation, that annual nurture. But let's say they do reply, even with a no, the AI then can chit chat with this phone number, which has no name at the moment, until they start chit chatting and they say what their name is and where they live and what their email is, right? Because the AI is trained to get that information. And now you have a full contact card. It used to be just a ghost number, basically. Now that ghost number is a full contact card in your CRM. And now you're slamming them with follow-up for like 10 days, right? Unless they've said no. A lot of the times people are just like juggling quotes. They're talking to a million different people and they're trying to negotiate. But it's always the best follow-up wins. The best follow-up always wins. You slam them with follow-up for 10 days, or if they don't respond, you then follow them around forever in the nurture funnel. Touch base with them every single month. And now there's no need for them to ever go to Google ever again. You're a contact in their phone because, you know, you've got the A2P registration, which is basically populating with a caller ID every time you send a message or call, and now you're just in their phone. So if they Google plumber, roofer, HVAC, whatever, home service, blah, 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 contractor, it's going to pop up. It doesn't necessarily make it so that they'll never go to Google ever again, but it definitely chips away at the need for them to go to Google. And so what happens is you'll end up closing like an extra 30% of these LSA leads, because even if you don't get that job right there in the spot, you may get it 2 years later. I know 2 years later sounds crazy because it's so far away, but as you know and I know, a year goes by like that. Collecting some of this back-end money, like a year down the line, 2 years down the line, is not something you should ignore. It's also going to build your brand, right? Because you're touching base. So like if they go out to dinner and start talking with their friends, they're going to bring you up. If something in their house comes up where they need like a plumber or roofer, it builds this brand awareness. And also you're saving on future advertising to the same people because they're getting the emails and the texts and the calls or whatever. When they see your ad now, they're much more likely to convert again, right? Because those extra touch points now you're not paying for. The extra touch points are coming through the text and the emails and all of that stuff. So it's just it's a whole psychology. The second they see you like 40 times, like they're going to do something. I hope you found it important and I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you soon. It's about December 12th. No, it's not. It's December 4th. Have a wonderful holiday. If you're celebrating, if you're not celebrating, then just have a great day. You know what I mean? Later.